Yeah, press the button, let the intro play, because like normal shows have like intros that play. You always start the fucker before. I can actually, no, I can't see you. So speak with voice and say you guys are good to go. But let the intro play for a bit. What are you looking at?
Just looking at all your guitar stuff.
No, pick it up, play it.
Play it.
Play it.
Be like strangling a cat.
Let's wait. Okay, so are we up? We are. Oh, that looks fucking fantastic. I look like a fat man. Jesus fucking Christ.
That's what you get for wearing a wife beater.
It's not my fault. I was Chris called and she's on her way back from a client's, and she said, I said, pick up something for lunch. She goes, I don't feel like getting fucking McDonald's or anything. So I said, oh, well, we got chicken noodle. I can make you a chicken noodle. I opened it up. The dog came over and like pushed me because he's small, but he's strong. And next thing I know, I spilled it on my fucking shirt. So I'm wearing this piece of shit.
It's too bad you only had 2 shirts, and that was one of them.
No, but I'm trying to rotate. Like he almost, when you look at the videos, it's almost he wears the same shit every single time.
It's either black or gray. Yeah.
No, but that's not it. You're always wearing your Zach, hey, do me a favor. Zach, do me a favor and unplug the heater because it's whining in the background. Not the one that doesn't make any sound.
It's like 50 degrees today.
Yeah, it was
Not in here.
nice.
I'm gonna go longboard.
This thing is so insulated that it keeps the fucking 30 degrees. So when I came out like 2 hours ago and started the heaters, it was like, fuck, this is cold in here. But yeah, you're always in the fucking. You left your glasses here, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, I've been looking for him for about a week now, so.
Yeah, but
Checks out.
I was
Yeah.
gonna text you, but I said, fuck it, he knows.
Yeah, I'll be back at some point.
Yeah, you're always wearing your gray hoodie, zip up hoodie.
Oh, yeah.
That's what you're always wearing.
Well, at least since this past fall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we have like a billion. What are you looking off into space for?
Well,
Fucking wake up.
I'm
Wake up,
You guys are having a
motherfucker.
conversation.
Well,
Well,
and
I'm not
it's-
going to interject.
And
Interject.
it's even worse now because I've got 2 of these shirts, and they're easily my favorite shirts because they're dark color, but they're not black, and they're extra larges, so they fit really loose. And I love clothes that fit really loose. But now that I've been washing my clothes so fucking religiously, like every other day,
Right.
this shirt or the other one of it is always available. So nowadays it just looks like I'm wearing literally the same clothes, like a certain hotline someone we know who wears the same shit for 3 days in a row.
Who?
This guy.
You?
Yeah.
He's got a cowboy hard hat.
Gary?
Yeah.
Gary, he swaps it up.
Not in the middle of a 3-day work week though. On a week-to-week basis, yes, but
He
for
never-
3 days he doesn't change his clothes.
So he's having such trouble with his wife right now, medically and stuff like that, that he is working like 7 days a week.
Yeah, well, I mean,
actually
he
took a
always
couple days
he
off.
always got 7-dayers, way more than everybody except for
Martinez.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's not weird to hear he's
Excuse me.
trying to get those double time and a half 7 days.
So, Adam, well, I was talking to Adam and I said, yeah, I went to Duluth Trading Company because I wanted to, because they got these underwear.
It's fantastic. Where I'm wearing right now is
Are you
Duluth.
fucking kidding me?
Duluth, it's the best underwear I'll ever wear in your life.
Dude, you got to, I got to see your cock and balls in it.
Understandable.
So I go to Adam and I said, yeah, I went to Duluth Trading Company and I want to get those underwear because they're supposed to cradle your cock and give you room, right? My cock's whatever package I have, it needs to be cupped in a certain manner to make it feel comfortable. I used to wear boxers all the time. And so anyways, I was talking to Adam and I said, yeah, I went to Duluth Trading Company and they want $20 for 2 pairs of drawers, which is stupid, right?
So worth
I mean, they
insane.
better like jerk you off as part of the appeal of them for that price.
Not like you'd skimp on a mattress or anything, though. It's something you're going to be wearing, and it's comfortable.
Okay,
to the point
I've
where
got Fruit of the Loom boxers.
What do you
And-
What do you do? Do you do boxers or
Boxer
Like I
boxers.
do
you don't have to
the-
worry about your
No,
sperm count anymore.
I do not do boxer
he
briefs.
does? He should have been fucking getting something tight on there so he didn't get no more kids.
No, I can't do tidy whities. I can't do
So your
boxer
boxers.
briefs. They are straight up boxers. And I will
Okay.
not wear anything else.
So, anyways, I said I can't spend $20 on it, and he looks at me and goes, "Dude, it's worth it." And apparently, it's worth it.
Absolutely.
Why?
They're just comfortable. They give you like a warm hug around your balls 24/7. Like you don't even notice how comfortable they are.
Yeah,
because
that wouldn't
you
work
ever
for
remember
me.
like
Okay,
other underwear.
we're not going to talk about cock, but like, what's your ball size?
I have almost 0 balls.
0 balls.
It's they're not like a baby's balls or anything.
Like I clap my old lady's ass every time, right?
No,
Because-
it's warm.
Are we asking about
start
like
swinging.
diameter here? Like comparing it to like a grape or like a fucking cantaloupe or something? I
Like-
mean, what do you mean?
like my balls
Yeah,
hanging down that
grapefruit?
far. Like it's
So you're talking about your like sax elasticity.
I got like a
basically,
mandarin
is what you're
orange.
talking
Why you
about.
no,
packing
really. I
around
need
an
to know
eggplant?
because if I get these, are they going to properly hold my fucking nuggets?
Does the temperature affect them?
My balls?
Yeah, like
Not so much.
substantially.
So we had this talk about like a while ago. Like I don't shrink when I get in cold water.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it's just always like I'm a grower, but it's always like one size, and then so even in water, I don't even shrink.
Oh, see, with me, if I am in a cold environment or cold water, those things will practically jump right back up into my abdomen.
It's like half a baby carrot.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Yeah, but you can't. We're talking about me going and getting new underwear. So you've
Get
got to be
comparison.
honest about your balls here.
Yeah,
Are they decent sized balls?
they're average man balls.
And how do you know that?
Porn.
Porn. Okay.
Yeah, but I don't think porn's a good factor for determining the average size of anything.
Especially when you're watching like
Come
somebody
on.
on steroids because their balls are all shrank up. Really, you see some of those dudes that are buffed up and their balls are like smashed to their body. It's like this guy has no balls.
I've seen a lot of pairs of balls in my lifetime. I'm
Okay,
not going to disclose how, but
so you
I
see
can't say the same thing.
you see this black thing here.
yeah.
The whatever cover it is. So if my balls are here, my balls would be there to the tip. Would Duluth Trading Company hold them fuckers?
What are you're wearing boxers right now?
So I'm saying right here. No, I'm wearing boxer briefs.
Anything is going to be better than boxer briefs.
Oh, I love boxer briefs.
Wear a pair of this underwear. I'll let you borrow some.
Yeah, how about you guys just trade right now? I mean, come on.
What size are you?
34s.
What's a pair of underwear between friends?
36. Well, I don't want to stretch him out.
Yeah.
He'll
Stretch out
what
the
used to
dick.
go around his fucking cock and balls. All of a sudden now he's got loose stuff there. I don't want to stretch him out.
Well,
there.
if they're really as quality as he's putting on,
yeah.
then as soon as you wash them, they should go back to their original size.
They do stretch out during the day, and
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
once you wash them again, they shrink.
You're young enough. Do you still get boners for no reason?
Absolutely.
Oh my God.
You?
Yeah.
No.
All
never.
the fucking time. Like, I don't know why with me, but if I get tired
Tired.
and I start like not even going to sleep, but just like,
No, it's because your body
Exhausted?
relaxes. Your body relaxes, and so you have muscles that hold back the blood, right? But those muscles relax and allow the blood to go into your. So tired is one of the things.
oh,
I'll get the same thing. Like a graveyard, it'll be like I won't be thinking about anything but fucking going home and going to sleep. And next thing I know, it's like, oh fuck,
yeah.
somebody's gonna see this motherfucker.
Oh, fuck. I can't even tell you how many erections I had working graveyards. It's just constant because you're always fucking exhausted.
It's not constant for me.
Fuck,
I
it's
might have
constant for me.
Okay.
Like
Over
maybe
the
maybe not
waistband.
like full on wood,
Right.
but like, you know,
Yeah.
a
At
least they
chubby,
have chub,
a chubby for sure.
But like when
Yeah.
you're totally rested and you're not thinking about porn or anything, you still get chubs?
yeah,
Really?
yeah.
See, I haven't had those since.
Oh
20s.
fuck! If I can. Okay, here you go. I mean, this is gonna make me sound super fucking weird. But last weekend,
Too late.
I bought, well, yeah, after the whole conversation about my fucking, cock rash last week. But anyways, I bought Dying Light too.
Fantastic game.
Yes, absolutely phenomenal game with the best dismemberment mechanics I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, for sure.
And I don't know, there's nothing sexy about that game. How far into it have you played?
You're not getting
I've played
Dying Light, are you?
about 20 hours of it so far.
Maybe
And,
about 15.
I found myself popping a random boner as I was chopping zombie
Hey,
heads
Zach.
off. So, I mean, it's one of those things where, yeah, it's still just kind of randomly fucking happens to me all the time.
What game did Nikki buy last night? Dying Light. Okay.
I know why you're
Fucking
getting boners in that game.
Phenomenal game. Nah. I've, you know
Oh,
what?
yeah.
virtual
Hey, show that to the camera, please.
I've played Horizon Zero Dawn 2, and the asses in that game are far superior to the asses in Dying Light 2.
Isn't
And
Aloy
Aloy,
isn't she like 18?
Who's
How old is she?
it doesn't matter with video games.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, it's not like there's a whole bunch of fucking going on in video games.
Not the games you're playing.
Yeah, I guess there are games that are on Steam that you occasionally see in the adult section.
My
But, I
buddy
mean-
bought me Sex with Hitler, and I had to play
saw
through
that the
just
other
as a
day.
joke.
What is
Yeah.
it?
It's you have sex with Hitler.
That's it? You just fuck Hitler?
It's a top-down like RPG shooting game. It's interesting. Like
Oh.
the shooting mechanics are fun, but the sex with anime girls, top notch.
Oh, wait, it's called Sex with Hitler, but the point is to fuck a bunch of anime girls?
I think you got to work your way up to it.
Oh, okay.
Is that what it is?
So you're
Or
telling
do you get to bang Hitler right off the bat?
You play as Hitler.
Oh. Shouldn't it have been named like Sex as Hitler
So
then?
you
I mean, it's kind of a weird title.
So you're going-
Sex with Hitler. It makes it sound like you're someone else having sex with Hitler.
You're going around spreading syphilis. Is what you're doing.
Yes, and in the actual game itself, it does show him as having 2 testicles, which are very prominent. Which there's been a lot of debate on whether or not he's only had 1 nut.
Really?
I don't know if it's very historically accurate.
That's not a debate I've ever heard about.
From what I've read, he only had 1 nut.
Oh.
He wouldn't need the Luth underwear because he can just.
So anytime that you two motherfuckers bring up that I bring up weird shit or anything like that, like I Google or I have too much stupid knowledge in my head about something weird, 1 nut. 1 fucking nut. He actually had to Google that shit or it came up somewhere on it.
I think I read it on Reddit somewhere.
Okay. But don't
long
ever
time ago.
fucking give me shit about something that I know in my head because you know about Hitler's 1 nut.
I know.
No.
Very few.
He has knowledge of a suspected 1 nut, but I don't think there's any actual confirmation, historically speaking,
So-
about how many testicles Hitler actually had.
Learn this on TikTok. If you grab it, squeeze it, and move it up, no foam.
I thought you were going a very different
Dude.
direction with that.
It's like, what the fuck? If you grab it, squeeze it, and pull up, it must get all the carbonation off the side.
Do you normally have an issue with your aluminum cans foaming up?
These foam like crazy.
Well, that's because it's Bud. Budweiser's garbage beer, no matter how you look at it.
Okay, whatever.
It's piss water.
Compared to what?
I mean, like anything good.
I could go.
I mean,
See,
as
what-
far as I'm concerned, Bud Light and Coors Light and
It sounds like we're sponsored by
Mike's
people in this
Hard
video.
and, all these bitch brews and all these shitty watered down beers. I mean, it's all the same. And look at that. Look at that. See? It didn't do shit. You had a small...
I'll show you on the next one.
You had a small tip coming up out of it.
So here's the deal. When I go in the bathroom, this is the way they make your IPAs that you like so much. I'll go in the bathroom and piss in a jug, and that's what your fucking IPA is because they taste like shit. Do you like chunky beer?
Chunky beer? What the fuck is
You're not
chunky
pissing
beer?
chunks, are you?
The brown beer, the fucking IPA
Cereologist.
bullshit.
I mean,
The
I only
hipster
drink
kind
cider.
of stuff.
oh, I'm sorry. You're saying mine looks like piss when yours is literally the color of actual piss?
Yours looks like somebody pissed but had blood in their piss.
Mine
This
looks
one.
like this. I
How would you
only
know?
drink cider exclusively. I hate beer.
Because I punched people in the gut.
When have you seen
hold
what
on.
I drink?
Hold on.
Like, when was the last time you and I drank together on election night?
On election night, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had like 3 random different beers that you had that night.
And I don't think any of those were the beers that I've been drinking for like the last almost a year.
So what do you drink?
Red Hook.
Oh, I like Red Hook.
Yeah.
Do you have you ever drank Killian's?
Not recently.
Love Killian's.
I mean, granted, I'm from Woodinville, or I used to be.
I don't know what that means.
It's where one of the main Red Hook breweries was on the west-hand side of Washington State until they closed it down because they wanted to become more exclusive.
Since we don't have any breweries in our area anymore, I wonder if it tastes
Don't we?
different. No.
We don't have like
You
one
mean-
tree or
There's a
No.
bunch
I'm talking
in Spokane.
like a big corporation.
oh.
So we don't have big corporations. So like when they truck it, does it taste different? So when you get seafood we're fucking 300 miles from Seattle. When you go to the coast and get seafood, it tastes absolutely different from the frozen bullshit that we get here.
Well, yeah.
Well, I know, but
That's how it's stored. That doesn't necessarily have to do with the length of time it's
I know,
been
but
out of the ocean.
that's what I'm saying, Taylor. Does it taste different when they bring the Red Hook over here?
I've had Red Hook at the brewery before.
and
Do you
Yeah,
need any
I
sort
mean,
of preservatives and stuff
it-
also?
It tastes different.
no, it gives time for like the yeast or whatever.
It's
do something.
It's aging. It's decomposition and all that stuff that goes into basically every kind of cooking or brewing ever.
Yeah.
I would say that the only reason I thought it tasted differently was because of how it was stored. One comes out of a can,
Right.
one comes out, from a keg.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just inherently different. I mean, you're talking about aluminum versus stainless steel,
Aluminum. I
right?
don't
Are they
know.
both aluminum?
They could be.
Because I thought kegs were stainless steel.
It doesn't matter. So when I drink out of my Bud Light, when I drink my Bud Light out of a bottle,
Makes me nauseous just looking at
okay,
it.
it can. But when I drink it out of the aluminum can, they put coating on the inside. For some reason, I get a little bit of a hangover when I drink them out of this. But when I drink them out of glass, I never get a hangover. I don't know why.
Just probably some of the chemicals in the metal dissolving into your beer.
So what it could be, but what I equate it to is these are slightly more ounces. And if I'm drinking the same amount of bottles, I'm just getting
What
more
is that?
alcohol.
16 ounces?
Oh,
Maybe 18?
I don't know.
I mean, they are rather thin, but
16.
16. Okay.
16 versus 12.
And the Red Hook ones are 18 ounces.
Ooh, nice.
And they've come out with some new types recently, too. Like, I don't know.
That does nothing for me.
But
I like blondes.
they all fucking taste different.
Good.
Yeah.
I found the one that I like.
There's even one that's just the slightest hint of fruitiness to it as a beer. It's fucking good.
Good.
Try it.
I will. Andrew, what do you like for drinky drinks?
I like hard cider. That's it.
Dude.
I drink.
What's the pause for?
That One Tree shit's just too fucking expensive.
I do like.
You go to the store and they've got a 24-ounce bottle and it costs $11 fucking dollars.
So
one of those will get me
who
drunk too.
would buy that?
It's like 8% alcohol.
Yeah, but I can go get my Red Hook from the gas station, which is just one 18-ounce can. And if I felt like leaving it at that, it could get me pretty buzzed.
Fair.
But that costs me $1.79.
The One Tree is tasty. You go down to Saranac Commons and they have it on draft.
Yeah, but think of how much
tastiest
fucking
thing on the
sugar
planet.
there is in that shit.
I hope there's a lot. There's a
Like,
I like to
don't-
get drunk with sugary drinks, so I
Oh,
feel like
but
garbage the next day.
yeah, exactly. Sugary drinks are like drinking bitch brews back in the day, or Mike's Hard. You know,
I like Mike's Hard.
It's
Mike's
too
Hard's good.
sugary and it fucks with your head the next day.
So my daughter, she had a boyfriend and he was kind of a hipster back in the day. And he brought over Angry Orchard and that stuff. I ran out of beer one night, but wanted to continue the party. Right? So I
that
wanted
was a
to keep drinking.
mistake.
It was fucking horrible. Angry Orchard is horrible.
I love
Su-
it. It's
sweetest,
tasty.
You like it?
sugariest
Oh, yeah,
shit
for
in
sure.
existence. It is disgusting.
It was not good. It's
No.
not like a fruity strawberry
No.
daiquiri. It's not. I expected it to taste somewhat good, but
You
it was
just eat half a
horrible.
loaf of bread afterwards. You drink one of those, eat 6 pieces of bread.
For what?
Soak up the alcohol.
I'm not worried about the alcohol. I was trying to continue the party, my brother.
Those Angry Orchards are literally diabetes-inducing drinks.
Okay,
they're
but
disgusting.
That would be fine. I don't care about that. When I go to my doctor and they pull blood out of my body, they say, "Oh my God, you're not even close to diabetes at
How
your
are
age.
you still alive?
How are you still alive?" But it just doesn't taste good to me.
No.
It tastes horrible.
No, it tastes bad.
Yeah, it was fucking awful.
I will admit,
suck.
those One Tree drinks are good. They taste good.
You go to like Winco and you see those.
Yeah,
They've got like 6 different
that's where
flavors
I've
and
got
crap.
them from in the past. They are good tasting, but they're way too filled with sugar.
What does Robin drink?
You mean while she's pregnant?
No, while she's pregnant, fucker.
Hard alcohol.
Normally,
Normal. Well, until she got COVID.
because she's a runner. So does she treat her body well?
Oh, she hardly drinks.
Mm-hmm.
And when she does, before she got COVID, she was drinking those, what are they, Clearwater? Is that what it's called? Like those,
I know.
like they make like the Moscow mules in a can.
Those are awful. I hate
Yeah.
those.
She used to like those
But
until
we
she
know
got
we can't trust you because you fucking love Angry Orchard.
Yeah, what
They're
if you ever
horrible.
drank a Moscow Mule out of a can and thought, wow, this is great.
I've never
gonna
had
keep
one.
drinking them.
Never had one.
No, I think they're disgusting.
See,
I think they're gross.
Okay, so what we've
But
come to.
she used to drink those on occasion before she got pregnant and before she got COVID. After she got COVID, it fucked with her taste and sense of smell enough that now she finds them to be absolutely revolting.
Yeah.
You know, I would compare the Moscow Mule that she let me try to the first time I ever had Four Loko. And it was the watermelon flavor. And
they're still carbonated at that point, right?
yeah.
Or not carbonated,
Yeah.
but caffeinated.
Yes. And I remember
I don't know what the fuck this is.
it tasted like I was drinking vomit. Like I could not tell the difference between if I had thrown up and had
Toxic
to,
waste.
Yeah, it was fucking disgusting. It was awful. And I had never had one. I had always heard about the hype, you know,
Yeah.
drink this, it'll get you fucked up. It's good for partying and shit like that.
Dangerous.
No, just I remember dumping like almost the entire can down. I had 2 or 3 sips to try and see if, oh, well, maybe it'll kill off enough of my taste buds where I can handle it after a few. Nope. Fucking
See,
disgusting
how
all the
old were
way
you?
through.
How old were you?
Oh, this was only,
So you're older when you're doing this. Because I remember.
I mean, it's within the last, because when did they take the caffeine out? Like 5 or 6 years ago. So this must have been like 8 or 9 years ago.
I remember when I was 16 and I had a friend, his name was Charlie Delk. Charlie Delk. And we would go down to the convenience store and he would rip off MD 2020, grape flavor. And it didn't matter what it tasted like. We were there to get fucked up. So we'd go back to my house or his house and we just jam. We beer bong these motherfuckers is what we do.
Christ.
Yeah, it was good shit. And then all of a sudden, taste didn't matter back then. So that's why I asked, what was your age? Charlie Delk.
Why wouldn't you have just like grabbed a 40? Like Old English.
Because if you think about it, the size of them, they were like that big by about that tall. So he could go throw like 2 or 3 of them
And
in
yeah,
his jacket.
because they're
and
10%
steal them.
alcohol, right?
He was stealing them.
They are 10% alcohol,
I don't
aren't
know.
they?
They were enough to get me really fucked up. One
Wow.
of them was insane.
I was gonna say the last time I had Old English, I thought it just tasted like corn chips. Have
Corn
you ever
chips.
had it?
What are you looking at me for?
No, have you ever-
Ooh.
You've never like looked at those giant fucking bottles at the gas station and said, I might try that.
I've never thought I had to buy a 40 of gross looking beer.
It's not, I wouldn't, at least last time I had it, it wasn't gross. There was nothing fucking great about it, but it was definitely like you could keep it down.
It was horrid.
For sure.
It was horrid. So that my parents, who like to drink a lot, they would go get a torpedo of this stuff, and that was
Torpedo?
a torpedo. It's bigger than a 2-liter, so they called it.
So like a 1 gallon.
It wasn't a 1 gallon. It was just over 2 quarts, but I'm not sure. I don't remember. But they get a torpedo of it, and people used to put them in brown bags and drink them. Like
Yeah.
So my parents would get that, and then they would sip on that before they went to work. And it would get them both fucking lush, right? Anyways, so
Like
my dad
different
was a
time.
big Old English 800 drinker. And when I got to like 16, he started allowing me to drink his Old English with him as long as I paid for it. And Old English tastes like shit unless it's warm, which is weird. So and it might have been that it was during the summer. Like I remember changing out a car engine in my first car when I was like 16, and just fucking red, just burnt to shit, and going back and getting that can of Old English 800 and just fucking downing it. It was warm, and it didn't bother me at all. Stroh's, you two are too young to remember Stroh's. You would drink this shit down fast because we'd beer bong this shit, or not beer bong. We would.
No, that name is familiar. What's the full name?
Stroh's.
That it's just called Stroh's.
It was called Stroh's.
That sounds familiar. It's probably something Ron had me drink at some point.
So you'd shake it up, shove your key in there, make a hole, hold your finger over it. What's that called?
Shotgun.
Shotgun. We'd shotgun those fuckers, and all of a sudden your stomach would just, because all the carbonation in it would just fill up. You could do it with other beers, but you could not do it with that, because all of a sudden you felt like, I'm gonna fucking puke. This stuff is horrible. It was awful. Stroh's is the worst beer ever. My brother-in-law, who cheated on my sister.
Fun little tidbit.
Fun little. I
Calling out
that
everyone this podcast.
I know.
Well, Charlie,
Name dropping like a motherfucker.
Charlie was the
over here.
greatest. He was a year older than me, and God, I was probably 15 because I was in 9th grade, and yeah, he introduced me to a lot of stuff. Anyways, my brother-in-law, he used to unload for Heidelberg. Do you remember Heidelberg?
Keep in mind, I moved over here in 2005.
They were made over there.
Oh,
like at
no, I've never heard of it. What is it?
It's a beer. So any broken case that was on the truck, he would get to keep. So he had like a garage full of broken cases. So he'd give them to my parents. So they had so much fucking beer that they didn't know when some was missing. So I was like 13, 14 years old, stealing their fucking beer all the time. Stroh's was worse than fucking Heidelberg, which was disgusting. But I got drunk all the time off the stuff. I loved it.
Hey, speaking of intoxicating substances, you want to hear a funny story about work?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so
You took a shot of that coolant.
no,
Someone
fuck
recommended it.
no,
You passed out.
nope. So apparently, yesterday, someone thought it would be a really good idea to bring a specific department some cookies.
No way.
Some nice cookies as a gesture of,
They
know.
thought it would be funny
just-
and they'd get away with it.
No, it would be a good thing that they went home and they actually baked cookies, just cookies, nothing special about them, cookies.
This is sounding bad.
And it turns out that their son had also made a batch of cookies that night,
No way.
which were special. The cookies got mixed up and the wrong ones got brought to work
Wow.
and people ate them.
Which department?
South area.
Somebody's getting fired over this.
Well, there's 3 or 4 people that are suspended.
Who's
Wow.
But that's not like even the most funny part of the story. Like, they realized something was wrong and somehow the company and HR found out and got involved.
What,
And
like 5 minutes into it?
the original story I heard was that they aren't going to pursue any kind of meaningful punishment because
Right.
they understood
Shit happens.
it was simply a mistake. That's all it was. I don't know what the result is, but the more funny thing I heard was that one of the guys who didn't eat any of the cookies, who
Right.
was with them at the time,
Uh-huh.
said, "Oh, I didn't eat any of the cookies. I'll go ahead and piss test for you."
No.
Came up positive.
Wow. You fucking idiot.
Why
Yeah.
would you even volunteer for
I know.
that?
I know.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my
Yeah,
life.
Mike was telling me about that today at work. And I was just like, "Oh my God."
Mike, guy in the storerooms.
80 mil.
80 mil. Oh, Sullivan.
Yeah.
God, that's
But
so,
yeah, I mean, we heard it from another person later in the day as well. But I mean, like, if that ever happened to me at work, the first thing I'd do is go over to the forum and be like, "Hey, I don't feel well. I'm going home." I mean, what would you do?
Nothing.
Would you just sit there and stay on shift and hopefully ride it out?
No.
Because I mean,
That's
an
dangerous.
edible would last up to 8 hours.
It's industrial.
I know.
I mean,
right?
you're not sticking around. You're
Right?
gonna say you feel gross. You're going home.
As soon as you realize something was wrong and you made the connection of what I ate an hour ago and how I'm feeling now, any reasonable person would have just fucked off.
I had
right
someone.
there.
I went to a buddy's house and he gave me a Rice Krispie treat that he promised me wasn't loaded with THC,
Heroin.
heroin, Bactar heroin.
Fucking.
And
How was the heroin? Go ahead. Go with your story.
not great to eat.
Not great.
to be
It
honest.
made my teeth black.
But it was, I was on my way home and I started feeling woozy, and it took maybe 5 minutes for it to, 10 minutes for it to kick in. I couldn't drive. I couldn't function at that point. So
It was so much.
pull over and have someone come pick me up. Yep, for sure.
Wow.
I don't hang out with them
The
anymore.
old-
That's the problem with edibles here in Washington State. They don't regulate them, so you don't know what's in them.
They do regulate them.
They do now.
Yeah, you have to display how many grams of THC are in each. Well, since you can't test each edible, you have to
100 grams. Yeah.
show how you make it and show that you can reproduce that effect. So you're not, getting these completely lopsided batches of stuff. I mean, I would assume, right?
So I wonder how that works. Like my old band manager, he had a sauce business.
Yeah.
So he had to make his sauces, send them down to WSU so they could test them.
Yeah.
And then they'd send back the results. So I wonder if that's, you make up a batch of fucking Rice Krispies, send it down to WSU. Hopefully nobody fucking eats them. It's a college and you get proper results back, but who knows, right?
Send 20
Yeah.
pounds, you get 15 pounds back.
Yeah.
It's
Bunch of
gonna
kids
be a
back down
great
there with
party
black
weekend.
shit all over their teeth.
Christ.
Yeah, no edibles. I've never done. I wouldn't do anything. Now, obviously, there's nothing in my system, but for people that do have stuff in their system, in the past, when they've tried to bring in the fake wiener or fake juice, they've gotten in trouble for it and fired.
Yeah.
Um,
We
So-
know someone very specifically who did
very
that,
specifically, yeah, who tried to use somebody else's piss.
and he got shit canned immediately. Like there was no debate. The union didn't protect him. It was just, nope, you're fucking done. That's it.
But they're very lenient on stuff out there. So if you do have a substance abuse problem, then they have a policy in place where they will try to get you into some kind of treatment. They won't
Yeah.
fire you as long as you piss, admit to it, and fucking go through their little treatment, whatever it is. You're fine.
Or if you just approach them and say, without like any piss test, just say, I have a problem.
yeah,
Everything is forgiven immediately right
Yeah.
there.
I hate that you have to say it's a problem. You're going to go
Oh,
to
yeah.
rehab for pot.
Well, especially, yeah. I mean,
Well-
it's legal in Washington State, but because Kaiser says they have federal contracts, they go by federal law.
so we can be mildly drunk at work. Is there something in the contract where you can be slightly high at work?
They have a limit of how much of the metabolized chemical in your system, because when you pee, you're not peeing out THC. You're peeing out the metabolite that your body releases from the original chemical that they can test for. And you can have up to 100 nanograms per milliliter of the THC
don't- but
metabolite in your
that's-
system. It doesn't mean anything to
it
most
doesn't-
people.
I don't even know what the fuck that means. Like
It means if you smoked on a Friday night and you didn't come back to work until Tuesday, it would be out of your system below the detectable level where they could find it.
okay, but what if I partied on Sunday?
Then it would
You're
be
fucked.
Yeah, it would be in your system.
But
Well, not in your system.
but you're not high when you go to work.
No.
So that makes absolutely no fucking sense.
Yeah, it's because of the lopsided nature of THC. I mean, you could fucking get home Friday night, do a goddamn 8-ball of Coke,
Do we know how Coke
and by Tuesday morning, it would be out of your system
because Coke goes through your system faster?
every single drug out there besides cannabis is water soluble, which means it's out of your system in 3 days, regardless of how much you do in one sitting. But with THC, it gets stored in fat.
Even crack.
It gets stored in your
Or not
fat
crack.
cells.
Hold on, even meth? Because those motherfuckers are up for like 3 days.
It's
Right?
yeah, but it's all water soluble. That's the difference. THC is fat soluble, which is why you can make it into things like butter, which is why you can extract it into things like
Why would
alcohol.
you want to have butter? I guess if you put like some
Bake
fucking
cookies.
garlic in it, right?
Bake cookies. So anyway,
So I can't have cocaine cookies?
I mean, I guess you could try,
Once you
but
powder them,
They'd be like sprinkles on the top.
so
Powdered sugar.
it's just what the chemical is binding to. And with pot, it binds to fat, and it takes, 30 to 45 days for it to clear your system if you use it on even a semi-regular basis.
So like I could have a jelly-filled donut of heroin and it would be out in 3 days.
I don't think you'd
As
survive
long
that.
as it didn't kill you.
You don't think so?
I don't think
I
that
can't
way
inject
you'd
heroin into the
survive.
jelly?
Well, but keep in mind,
What about
the timer
Yeah.
starts when you're not high anymore, like when you are basically back down to your baseline. So it's not from the moment you consume it, it's from the moment your high ends and your system is back to normal.
is our system ever back to normal? Okay, well I can have jelly-filled heroin donuts now
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
on my weekend.
really
Just make
want
sure I
to.
have it Friday. So by the time Monday rolls around, the heroin's out of my system. The addiction's there though. I got the fucking shakes. I'm on the forklift doing this shit. Get the fuck out of my way!
It's horrifying. Text me before you do that so I know to stay away.
Make sure it's not on graveyard or a day shift.
Oh my god.
Oh, okay, well that's good to know. Yeah, Andrew, what do you got other than nothing?
Ouch.
You,
I'm still thinking about.
I mean, that basically encompasses everything.
for you,
No, for him, broaden it down a bit.
I got a charger in my house finally, so I don't go to Walmart. They installed it today.
Did they give
Oh,
you
for the
a-
car.
I'm super happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How long does it take to charge it from dead to full?
I think like 6 hours, something like that. So we plug it in at 11. It's done in the morning.
Sweet.
But we're not doing full. We're doing. You don't do full on electric cars, so we're doing like 80%. Tony does 90% on his.
You go from 20 to 80% so that it breaks down. The lithium batteries, you don't wait for them to die. You charge them from 20 to 80%, which charges quickest that way, but it doesn't break down nearly as quick.
Right.
Why don't they just set the limit for what the fucking car can charge to at 20%?
Because then they couldn't advertise. They're not going to advertise.
80%, it stops charging. I mean,
So we're going down to.
they're
pay-
giving you a car and they're telling you this is what you have to do every time to make sure you don't have to spend another 15 grand on batteries.
Okay.
But we're gonna let you fuck it up if you want to.
So I
it's like just put a system
No.
in place that doesn't let you fuck it up.
I just read an article that 100,000 miles on a Tesla Model 3, it lost 2.9% of its battery in how many ever years? So
100,000
insane.
miles.
Yeah, it only lost 2% of its
wow,
battery.
that's
So-
you don't have a Tesla though, so
No, it's
there's no guarantee that the battery technology is the same.
but I have a 10-year warranty. But when we go down and visit Paige, because she's going to be graduating with her PhD this year, we're going to have to fully charge our car. So it's going up to 100% that fucking day. But when Chris is commuting around town, it's 20 to 80. So I still want the range. So I want the 270-mile range.
And how much did you pay for that?
58,000. Oh fuck! It's if you weren't
Stupid
leaving
expensive.
if you weren't leaving in an hour and a half.
Nice.
Yeah, you should hop in it.
I almost threw up. You stepped on the gas. I
No,
think I got
you
nauseous.
didn't.
It's a little zippy.
He looks at me after I hit it, and he goes, "Dude, you need to worry, or you need to warn me about the G-forces." I was like, "What?" That's what he said.
My balls went in my throat. It turned from a freaking grapefruit to a grape.
What did you like go from 0 to 60 in like
Yeah, I didn't.
2.5 seconds or
well,
something?
I didn't floor it, but I gave it a good poke.
Nah.
And then, because I pulled into work, we didn't have much time. Pulled into work, he was there, and he goes, "Hey, do you mind if I sit in your car?" I said, "Yeah, you can sit in the fucking car." So he sat down in the car and goes, "Ooh, this is plush." And I said, well, "Let me show you something," because we had like 15 minutes before work started. And I just went out on Trent, went down to the grocery store, and then came back. Didn't hit it all the way because I didn't know his level of fear.
Well, and Trent is swimming with cops 24/7.
This is before graveyard, so it was dark
yeah,
out.
that might not be so bad.
Yeah,
Then.
so it was 0 to 60 and pretty quick.
It probably took you 5 seconds, 6 seconds.
Less than that. But I should have mashed it so you could have really felt it. But
Is it less than 6 seconds? You say 5 seconds?
the car does, I want to say 4.6 seconds to 0 to 60. So faster than most cars on the road. Like
Faster
your
than the vast
car's
majority.
your
of
car's
cars
going to
on the
do
road.
like 9 or 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Taylor's is right around there too. So anyways,
Mine says 7.1 seconds for
Does it?
whatever reason. Yeah.
I just don't give a fuck what it is for mine.
That's fair.
I drive with the little eco light on. So, like, everybody's fucking passing me at Trent after getting going from a stopped position on Trent. Like, everybody's fucking passing me because I'm sitting there going, oh, I don't want to waste gas. Go and keep that little fucking light
well,
on.
it's been 3 weeks without gas so far. So the truck, I haven't really driven except on graveyard, but I didn't, or on day shift. And then the car we've got parked out here so you can dink around with it. So we haven't bought gas for 3 weeks.
Hey, sounds about like me.
Yeah.
Now the
Well,
gas prices are going down again.
Are
But-
they?
It's like 339. I was just seeing.
We've done so far since we have the car. I want to say she's got 1,300 miles on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
You've had it for what? Like you said, 2 weeks?
2.5 weeks, something like
2.5
that.
weeks.
Yeah, something like that. Anyways, yeah, I got the charger installed, so I'm super stoked about that. I don't got to go to Walmart for my free charging.
Are they giving you like? Are they subsidizing that or something? What are they sending you like?
So they give you a free charger,
Oh, they give you a free charger.
and then they give you $1,000 to install it. But since it's a big company that's giving you the money to do it, the installer charges you a shit ton. So they give you $1,000 plus the charger. That's Vista. And then this company said, we need $600 too. So for a charger that's $299, it's costing $1,600.
Yeesh.
Yeah, 600 to me. Although the guy who installed it today said this was the easiest install. How do you not pick up your fucking garage? Because they have to move shit around. He goes, this is the easiest install we had. I said, oh, cool. He goes, you're going to see it on your bill. So maybe it's less than $600. So I'm.
Well, I mean,
stoked
I'd
about that.
assume they charge by the hour, depending on how fucked up your wiring and everything in your garage is. So,
And then you don't get subsidized, but you charge off peak. Off peak is 4 cents a kilowatt. And so I'm usually doing like
11 to 6, like you said, off peak hours for
Yeah.
sure.
So I'm usually doing like
11 to 5.
10 to 20 kilowatts to get her back up to 80% every day. So 40 to 80 cents a day for the cost of it. Unless I go to Walmart because I got the free charging for 2 years. But I got to go to Walmart because it's the
Yeah.
only fucking one we have here in Spokane.
the only charging station?
It's the only one by Electrify America. So you can go and get shit charging somewhere else, but this is DC fast charging. So my car will go 20 to 80% in 16 minutes or 18 minutes.
Oh,
super
wow.
fast, super fast.
Yeah.
Get them outside of like restaurants and crap, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Or, just literally anywhere.
Well, they
Well,
are.
and-
They are everywhere.
Think of how many, how much money that these parking, not garages, but parking places in the downtown area could make off of those.
Mhm.
They already make
I mean-
loads of money. Diamond parking is a scam.
Well, yeah, I think they should just bulldoze all of those and, put something meaningful in
I
those
agree.
parking
I
spots.
agree.
But if you're going to have a parking spot, you may as well put some electric chargers in there.
Yeah. You could make so much. They need to put an ordinance in town where there can't be privatized parking downtown.
Yeah,
And they can
absolutely.
go fuck off. Diamond parking can go fuck off.
Yeah.
Because they're just wasting great space and that could be used
Yeah,
for something else.
prime real estate downtown. I mean,
Yeah. Especially when we're growing at the stupid rate that we are.
or build
Park condos and stuff.
build a multi-level parking facility in that same spot.
Yeah.
So instead of having one level with 30 spots, you've got say 6 levels with 180 spots. Maximize your fucking
Seattle
square
Center.
footage.
Yeah, Seattle Center is a great example of that. They still charge you to go over there, but there's always parking over there in this giant fucking city.
Yeah.
So Seattle Center is a great example of that. And then you're at Seattle Center where there's a ton of shit to do and you're close to fucking everything.
When I worked for Comcast, I had this little commuter van, you know, it was probably 6 feet high. And we had a ladder rack and then ladders on top of those ladder racks. So we're driving around. We're kind of on an off day, so we're going to go down to Seattle and screw around for a while. So we took our vans, our Comcast vans with us. Yeah, we were driving into a parking garage. You know, those little beams above that say 6 foot 2 feet.
Yep.
And
Ladder gone.
Well,
you
we
did?
got probably halfway in. We probably got quite a ways in. We were scraping every single, concrete beam above us. So we did have to take off the ladders, drop them to the ground floor, and then I was worried we were gonna have to take off the ladder racks, but we definitely did a lot of damage.
Yeah.
Just kidding. That wasn't Comcast. That was my own private company.
Comcast can suck a dick.
Yeah, fuck Comcast.
When I'm done with my two-year agreement, I'm going to TDS. So I'm going to get fiber in this bitch.
Oh, I don't even have an agreement with them. I just pay $100 a month for gigabit.
Yeah, I don't know why we didn't do something like that, but ours is like we've discussed this before. It was like 207 for the 185 channels and 600 megabits. And it's 207, but we always go over the 1.2 tera. So the last month was $50. January is going to be fucked because the boys downloaded every fucking game known to man. And we were over at like middle of the month. Usually it's like the last 4 days of the month. It's like, oh, fuck, you guys got to back off. Chris, don't watch so much Netflix. No, this was like the 12th of January. It said, you are at 90 fucking percent. It was like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Let it ride. Let it ride.
Let it ride.
Let's see what it is.
The max that it can be above is $100 though. So you're talking your bill's going to be 307 instead of 207, which sucks.
But with repeated, with
every month.
Comcast, if you repeatedly go over for a certain amount of months, they will make you upgrade to a business package.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every month.
Well,
Every month for the last 6 months.
Be prepared to have them call you and say you can either upgrade and pay us more money, or you're going to lose your internet.
Yeah, make you pay
They will do
$50.
that.
Cool. That's cool. If they're going to lose the internet, that means it comes off my bill and I can go to TDS.
Well, isn't TDS advertising 2 gig internet now in
That's what I see the
Spokane?
billboard for, yeah.
Because I remember seeing the billboard and it said 1 gig and it was like lightning fast and all this stuff. And then at some point it went up to 2 gigs and I was just like, is that real? Are they actually offering 2 gigabit internet, or are they just trying to get more subscribers?
It's because Comcast is offering over 1 gig now. So you should be at your house. You should be getting over 1 gig.
Comcast
No, I'm
is
not.
offering 2 gigs. Yeah,
Are they offering? I saw
have a 2 gig package.
that's
yeah, and
business package.
it's probably like $200 a month.
It is expensive.
Yeah, because
Plus it costs them
You're never
pennies.
going to see it though, because it depends on how many people are on your line.
yeah.
And your devices aren't capable of handling that kind of speed anyway. You're running a speed test on your brand new phone. It can run like 600 megabits down.
Yeah.
Like
No, not even that.
Mine can.
Yours can.
Yeah.
At your house.
No, my phone off of my Wi-Fi. You've
done it.
Yeah.
So I did it on
But
my...
this is a phone that I bought in April. Keep in mind my phone's probably way newer than both yours, right?
Right. iPhone 11. So I did it at the house when we went to 600, and the most I can get is 300. And I don't know if it's limited by my device or if it's limited by my router.
Could be both.
Yeah.
It does split it up. So if you have 2 gigs, you split it. It's 5 people.
Well, and if anybody
Everybody's
else,
asleep.
400 megabits.
if
down.
anybody else is using the internet,
I know.
like for anything, it's going to affect what you see on your end with your
I know,
phone.
but not by 300 fucking megabits.
It might.
No, not
if you got 2 people streaming Netflix, one
No.
person playing online gaming, and someone else,
I always
jerking
do-
off to Pornhub.
I know. I always do it when they're sleeping. I always
Well,
like
you
fucking...
think they're sleeping, but Pornhub's 24/7.
It
So
is.
come on.
Fucking motherfucking.
You
I
know
do
what
have 2
happens when your
boys.
children go behind closed doors.
Oh yeah, my son. He's got both my sons have memory foam beds. Memory foam beds, right?
They
Like,
remember.
Dude, they're so plush. I sleep on the fuckers.
PTSD.
So we have a memory foam bed. We have what's called night comfort. So it's got a pillow up top. It's got a gel inside. It's fucking the shit. But I will go sit on the boys's or lay on the boys,
crunch.
and you just right into it. No, you go right into them. You're like, oh, these are fucking fantastic. So, anyways, my youngest, he goes, my back hurts. So he's sleeping on the guest bed, which is just shit. It's like $99 fucking for the box spring and the fucking mattress that's that thick. But he goes in there.
Support.
He goes in there every day and he closes the fucking door.
Yeah. There's
He's 14. He's just DNA everywhere. Just fucking.
yeah, he's definitely choking the chicken in there.
No surface is safe in your house.
Oh no, not with teenage boys.
They better not come in my fucking room. I don't want.
You find any socks shoved under beds or behind dressers, just don't even fucking touch them.
I just don't want to
light them
step
on
in one.
fire.
I don't want to step in one. Get that goo between your toes. How do you get that shit out? Right?
Cold water.
Cold water.
Yeah, because semen is protein based, and that allows it to not stick. Warm water will make it stick. Yeah, stuff you should have learned at your age by this point.
I don't have semen on me a lot. You must.
Well,
You must have semen.
when you're banging the old lady, I'm assuming not everything stays in her, and I'm assuming not everything comes out of you at all one time.
So this is a great story. So this is when we're in our 20s. This is back when I was a powerful man. So she's doing her thing on me, right? And back then,
I'm going to need more elaboration on that. What is doing her
she
thing
was
on you?
writing. She was writing, and this is absolute
Cowgirl or reverse cowgirl?
Can you get a whiteboard and
cowgirl. We do have a whiteboard.
Yeah, we need a graph in here.
This is how you change. So 20 years old, she's on top and she's going to town. And I back then our birth control was pull. Right?
Tried and true method, right?
Yeah. So she jumps off when I say, "Oh, I'm ready." And she starts fucking and I got my mouth open. I swear to God, I was so powerful back then. One hit me here, one went right in my fucking mouth. Now, when I'm at my age that I am now, it just dribbles out. But
Nothing wrong with tasting your own recipe,
it didn't taste salty.
your own baby
I
batter.
thought it would.
Pineapple juice. You got to drink the pineapple juice.
I don't drink pineapple juice, Taylor.
Well, if you want your semen,
Asparagus every
if you
day.
want your semen to taste really good, drink pineapple
Yeah.
juice.
Not
Do
for
you
your own
guys not
benefit.
know this shit?
I know
I mean,
that.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
This is
I-
common
the
knowledge
enzymes
stuff.
from the
Yeah.
pineapples.
See? He gets it.
I'm not a big fan. I've never had complaints.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this fucking shit
You
is
mean with
salty.
the one woman you've been
when
with for the last 30 years?
Yeah,
you don't
when I-
get
when I've-
obviously you don't get complaints.
She's just like, are you done yet? But like, it didn't taste horrible. It was just like goo in my mouth. And it was like, oh, fuck. What did I just do? I ate my own cum.
Yeah, but you're old. Your memory is starting to go.
No, that's very vivid. Very vivid.
I
That's
do
very
have
vivid.
memories of being able to hit the wall behind the person I'm having sex with. So right
Like,
there with
like shooting it into them out their butthole and hitting the wall.
it just bing, 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 bing. Just hit
Yeah.
the wall.
What, like a ping pong? Or like a
pinball.
like a pinball machine?
Absolutely.
Very vivid memories of that, huh?
I've got the high score on at least 3 people.
That was the only one where I shot like 4 feet. I mean, because it fucking went up in the air.
Would you have
I'm
like
watching
competitions
it.
with people?
It's in slow motion. No.
Yeah, no. And I couldn't close my mouth like a dipshit. I just, oh!
Just staring at it. What
Yes,
do I do?
Well, the first one hit me in the cheek, to be honest. So I thought,
Hold on a
maybe
second,
forehead.
because this story could change in a couple of different ways depending on how things go. Did you blow all at once?
No.
Or was it like where you spurted and then you had like the second powerful one behind it that kind of, did the first one
They
hit
were
you?
equally as powerful.
But did the first spurt hit you and you were like, oh shit? And then like the second one came and you were just like, I've already gone this far. Or like, was it like
It's
just
like, here, Taylor, it was
like
like, a
the second
fucking,
spurt do everything? I mean,
no, it was like a fucking machine gun.
yeah, really?
Make that noise when it comes out.
I was gonna say, it sounds like when they blow out my sprinkler system. Do you have an air compressor plugged up to your ass when you were doing all of this?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
But it was
Makes
like,
sense,
it was
then.
like, what the fuck, man?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've only had, that was a bad experience. Just thought I'd share it.
We appreciate
We
sharing
have
that.
talked about cock a whole lot on this
Yeah,
podcast.
Well, yeah, his balls and stuff. One thing I wanted to bring up was the something that happened in the news. Everybody was really pissed off about Joe Rogan for his anti-vax stuff. And so next thing you know, somebody goes and makes a mashup of him saying
racist things. Yeah.
Oh,
Did you
boy.
see the video?
Oh, I watched it. Yeah, for sure.
I
I'm sure you
haven't
did.
seen the
I
video,
looked for
but
it. It was scrubbed. I
Yeah?
could not find it.
It took
probably Spotify putting DCMA claims against the video
Well,
to get it taken down for copyright infringement.
That's what my son said.
Protecting their interests.
Yep. It was
They
like,
paid him
holy
$100
fuck.
million bucks. They don't want a video of him saying the N-word 30 times out on the internet.
I don't know why they wasted so much money on him. He is such a stupid piece of shit. I don't know why anybody in their right mind would look at Joe Rogan and look at him speak and think, God, this is a guy I want to get my fucking information from.
I think they got their money's worth because there's always a story about, hey, he smoked weed with Elon Musk, or there's
But he did
always
that on
something going.
YouTube, right? He did that
Why
on
wouldn't
YouTube.
it?
Yeah, but why would that story make anybody more interested in Joe Rogan?
It made me more interested in Joe Rogan. I never thought to go listen to him,
It
but
just
I thought
seems like such a superficial way to get somebody into him. It's like, oh, he smoked weed with somebody else that was famous. Ooh.
Okay,
I
well,
mean, that doesn't do anything for me.
I watch Joe Rogan on a regular, so I would put
it's a
him
meme. Like, you're making memes out of the crap that he's doing, and it's all over the internet at that point.
right.
It's like free publicity. Well, not free because it costs $100 million, but right now it did.
Well, that's how he made his 100 million. I used to put it on when I would go to bed, and I would listen to him because he had some interesting guests on. Some
Bernie Sanders.
Bernie Sanders, as a matter of fact. Yeah,
Yeah, but all he does is agree and endorse what they say without being confrontational and without really saying anything substantial. He basically just sits there and goes, "Oh yeah, I didn't know that. Yeah, that's right. I did hear about that."
Okay.
He's a fucking moron.
No.
Seriously,
No,
Joe
he's not.
Rogan
He's
is
not.
a fucking idiot. What was his claim to fame? He announced what, wrestling?
Was it MMA?
WWF or whatever. Or he was on Fear Factor. Like, he fucking did anything then either. He stood around and he fucking laughed at people.
Okay.
Why is this guy even famous?
Hold on.
Seriously, fuck Joe Rogan.
So I'm going to give you an example.
You got to take these off
of
Spotify.
what
now.
makes him famous?
No. Let me give you. So there's a guy out at work. His name's Kyle. Right.
Okay, I don't need to hear anymore. I think I
So
understand
yeah, because
already.
I've said this to you before. So Kyle is smarter than you.
Probably.
Because he
There's
listens to Joe
probably
Rogan.
a substantial amount of the human race that's smarter than me.
No. He's this person. He dresses up. He's in charge of stuff now.
Yeah.
Used to be a flatliner. He's definitely not smarter than you.
I don't know about that.
But he is.
He's somehow managed to convince the company that he's competent.
Exactly.
And that might actually make him smarter than me because it's
So-
something I haven't been able to do.
So in our world, if you make more money than somebody else, you're smarter and brighter and better than
That's
other people.
absolutely not true.
It is.
No, it's not.
Okay, explain it to me how it's not.
Have you ever heard a football player talk in an after game interview?
So
Obviously, these people are not fucking smarter, and they make tens of millions of dollars a year.
So his mansion on the hill, his life that's set up for the rest of his life, his gorgeous wife that he doesn't deserve. Everything about his life is better and easier than yours,
Okay.
but he's not smarter than you.
Oh, I don't
How
know
did he
about
figure
that.
out how to unlock the code, but you haven't?
What code? Code.
The code of life.
He didn't figure out the
system,
code of
in the
life.
system that we're working. My point to you is anybody who makes more money than you is smarter than you. Why? Because you don't. You have not. If you were smarter than what you are,
Or maybe I'm just a lot lazier than he is.
you are lazy, Taylor.
I mean,
that's what I'm saying. You're smarter, but you're
I
not
don't-
smarter.
I don't have the drive to,
Yeah.
suck enough cock to move up in the world.
Think about people like, influencers on TikTok that
Right.
are making millions of dollars as compared to a nonprofit doctor over in Africa that doesn't want to make billions of
Yeah,
dollars.
but aren't those people just
What
pretty
do you- what do you-
faces?
what do you
Isn't
mean
that
you-
what the
hold on,
draw of an
hold on, hold on,
influencer is?
hold on,
Oh,
hold
this
on.
person's hot.
So you're
I need
saying-
to
Yeah.
like what they like.
Yep.
You're
For
saying
sure.
that the doctor in Africa doesn't want to be successful?
Well, helping save lives takes precedence over living a cushy life.
Okay, show me one.
What he's saying is he could actually be making money for doing
I know,
what
but
he's
show
doing.
me one.
Show you one.
Show me one.
I can't
No,
show you one.
exactly.
I'd have to Google, hey, successful, not
So any doctor that I know
doctor non.
personally is an arrogant fuck.
Think about like Doctors Without Borders, like a whole program based on people going
Okay, so
overseas.
the Doctors Without Borders are kind of like the wife of a rich guy.
And I think they still get paid, to be fair.
Okay,
It can't be as
I
much
think
as
they're- I
millions
think-
of
hold on,
dollars.
I
But
think
let me
they
explain
have
this
like
to you.
an international fund where countries contribute so they can
For the plane and the
continue-
medicine.
continue doing their thing.
for the plane and the medicine.
No, I'm sure those doctors get paid. I mean, if someone did that for their whole life,
Okay.
how would they survive?
But let me break this down to you. It's like the fucking wife of the rich Bill Gates or somebody like that, who has all the money, feels compelled to do something because she sees something. So these doctors that are going over there are already fucking successful. They're the best in their field that go over there. And not Dr. Pimple Popper, the other guy who does all the fucking plastic surgery bullshit. He went over there. He's already massively successful. So he's doing this out of the goodness of his heart to help other people. Well, how about you donate portion of your fucking salary then, you cocksucker? That's why they're doing it. It's not because they're doing it out of some
it's
altruism.
a hey, look at me thing.
Yeah, I'm not doing.
Just like a fucking TikTok influencer.
Yeah,
by
I'm
the way.
not doing it because I have lack of money. They already are super successful and super rich. They're cunts, is what they are. And you're just looking off into space because you don't believe that. Rebuke me.
It's not every single instance where a doctor is going over there just to make money or anything, or because they're already rich. There's got to be people that just do it out of the goodness of their own heart.
No, I'm
think
sure there's a
there's
few.
got to be a lot more
There's
intelligent
very
than
few.
Yeah,
Gary Khalifa, who's making
I'd say
millions.
there's probably very few. I mean,
There's
Driven-
some dumb people that are millionaires.
Who?
look at fucking Elon Musk.
Look at
He's
Logan
a
Paul.
moron, and he's a millionaire and a billionaire.
How is he a moron?
Once again, have you seen the shit he's got into over the years?
I have.
He
I've
is
also
a controversy magnet. If he was fucking smart, he'd shut his goddamn mouth, stay out of the spotlight, and just live out his cushy fucking life.
I've also seen people on back in the day try to deconstruct his motors that he's engineered, and people could not get them fucking apart and didn't know like the goo that was inside them. He's not stupid. He's smart as fuck.
But he
Okay, so
engineered
he's
all
a
of that
social
himself.
moron. We can
Well,
at
like,
least
it's
establish
the
that.
aspect
Like I am. I'm the same way. I'm not great with people.
Isn't he just some sort of developmentally disabled anyways? Doesn't he have some sort of
No, you can look at him and say that
I mean,
he's
just
damn
because-
near an Asperger's.
Yeah, just because he looks a little chunkla doesn't make
he's
him
said that.
have some sort of mental disability or
All I'm
learning
saying-
disability or whatever.
he said he
Whatever
came
they
out, you know,
fucking
came out
call
and
it.
said he-
these
Here's what I'm
days.
saying. We have a social strata that we've set up in our society. And if you're not, our social strata is based on monetary amounts. And if you have not gone to the next monetary amount, that person is smarter than you. They figured out how to do it and you haven't.
Hey, guess what?
I don't give a fuck.
They're still going to die just like you.
I know. But
Until we
this argument
develop
is
the
pointless.
ability to live forever and only the rich people get to live forever because that's the way it should be, it doesn't fucking matter because eventually they're going to be just as fucking dead as you are.
So I read that Google is using their organic computers to work on lifespan. Did you guys read that?
no?
no.
Yeah. So it could be
What's an
16.
organic computer?
Taylor, would you like to take this?
You. Me, him, that guy over there.
They have-
I mean, fucking everybody.
Hang on a second.
Every biological life form on the planet's an
No, you
organic
like
computer, technically.
Electricity and neurons going on in our minds.
Yeah,
but what's
so-
an organic computer?
So they're the most powerful computers, but they're limited. They're very limited. But they're the most powerful computers we have on Earth.
But that's different from quantum computing.
They also have quantum computing as well. But they're throwing all their resources at longevity.
Yeah?
By the way, things
Good
are going
luck.
right now. We're toast in 50 years.
No,
anyways.
the last thing this planet needs is more people. That's
Why are we toast in 50 fucking years?
we're all
mean-
going to nuke each other.
but
No,
besides
because
the fact
America-
that they're still building nuclear weapons, the fact that we're polluting the shit out of the water and the atmosphere, the fact that a giant asteroid could hit us and I'm still not certain we could do anything about it.
So
I
hold
don't
on.
think
Fucking there's a gamma ray burst could shoot off from another end of the galaxy and wipe us out. I mean, there's a million
Yeah,
fucking
we'd
things,
see it
honestly, that could
coming.
happen over the next Gamma ray
see it
burst
coming, so what are
travels
we gonna
at
do?
a gamma ray burst travels at the speed of light. You will most certainly not fucking see it coming until it's already done its damage.
We'd
It'd
see
take
it.
like 7 minutes for the sun to hit us with one of those, and we'd be toast. So,
Stop it.
well, I'm just
So your
literally-
generation, we wouldn't say this, or I wouldn't have said this in my generation. Why is your generation saying that we're toast? They're not saying this in Europe. They're
because this country and this planet sucks.
okay, but I'm asking him why has your generation lost hope?
What are you
Have we-
talking about?
I don't
I've
think
been
I've had
saying
hope
that I
since I
think
was 18.
humanity is going to fucking kill itself
I know,
for
but
years.
you're an old man now.
No, but that
What are
that
you, like,
prove-
33?
That proves that
Taylor,
it's a
come on.
generational spanning thing.
No, it's not because.
But it is.
But Taylor, stop for a second. When the Hillary and Trump, we were watching the election together, right?
Yeah.
And you still had hope in the system. And I said to you, it's all fucked. This is ridiculous. That was not that. How many years ago was that? That was 6 years ago?
No, 5.5.
5.5.
Yeah,
You still had fucking hope in the system at that point. You
Yeah,
still did.
for
And you would look at me
Yeah,
and you'd go,
for-
"You're a fuck." You could see in his
Yes,
face.
and
You're
I-
a fucking asshole for not caring. That's what you would do.
But I'm talking about the long term. What the election was the short term. It's the shit that wanes, it comes and goes every 4 years. It's not going to do.
How do you
know,
how do
no-
you feel about politics now?
I don't even pay a bit of fucking attention
How
anymore.
did you feel 5 years ago or 6 years ago? You cared.
Yeah.
And I did not.
Well, because I sat there and I watched a fucking reality TV star who had to go to court because he raped one of his ex-wives, and according to, some people and newspapers out there. I mean, you looked at this fucking orangutan
How old are you now?
getting elected
I know,
president,
I'm trying
and
to make
yeah,
a-
it
I'm trying to
felt
make
like a
point.
big deal.
How old are you now?
I'm a number.
How old are you now?
35.
35. So when you were 30, you still had hope.
Yeah.
So let's see. Why does your generation at 25 not have fucking hope? 26.
just because of the steep decline that's happened, like even in the last 10 years, just looking at one aspect, just financially, when am I ever going to be able to afford a house on my income?
Or children.
I was looking at my
or,
finances.
going to college.
I'm spending $4,000
We'll
a
come
month
back to you on that.
on nothing,
On nothing.
so I can line someone else's pocket with rent money.
So, real quick, did you and Robin, when you had your first kid, feel comfortable about having fucking kids?
No, fuck no.
No, you're never ready to have kids.
But at least back
Financially.
then we had support.
Well, he has support. He could, if he lost his housing today, he could probably go live with his mom and his dad. He still has support.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
not
absolutely.
talking about like housing. I'm talking about like medical, dental, food support. I mean, there were
Yeah.
a million more programs back when we had our first child that would help you out, and they had more money proportionally speaking, to help more people out with more food and everything. But nowadays, you've got so many fucking people clamoring for that shit that they have to tell people no.
When was the last time you were able to see ramen noodles at the supermarket?
See what?
Top Ramen, you guys call it over here?
Oh fuck, I haven't seen Top Ramen in months.
No.
I
No,
don't.
not even any kind of ramen. Winco has like an entire like 50-foot section that is just different brands of cupped and bagged ramen. I haven't been able to see fucking anything in that area for months now.
I went grocery shopping today at Costco and Walmart. It's rough right now.
Yeah.
Everything is expensive.
Stop by my garage before you leave. You
We
can have what's in the garage.
what is it?
What's in your garage, dude?
We bought chicken the other day, just breaded chicken strips.
Mhm.
And a year and a half ago, that bag cost us about $5. 2 weeks ago, I spent $11 on that same bag of chicken.
Do we attribute that to Biden, or do we attribute that
less
to
chicken
the?
in it too? I mean, it's fucked.
Right. Now,
know-
what's your question?
Do we attribute that to the the ongoing pandemic, which I'm gonna say that we can, or do we attribute it to what you see on the gas station pumps?
So it's
or-
interesting. So
I
the-
No,
did
it's
this
it's
with Biden.
it's fucking it's the backbone of capitalism. It's supply and demand. It's we don't have enough of this shit, so let's charge everybody twice as much.
So the
It's-
Biden,
it's fucking price
when they come up
gouging.
with the Biden argument, the first 2 years of a president is the result of the previous president.
Yeah, the
It
economic
always is.
policies from the last 2 years of the last administration.
So the next 2 years of Biden will be reflected in the first couple of years of the next
of
president.
Trump's second term.
Of Trump's second term.
Yeah.
Stop it.
No, it's gonna happen. This country's so fucking retarded.
It's
I
not gonna
swear to
happen.
God.
And then
We're
Melania
gonna-
in 2026.
Oh
right?
fuck, who knows? I mean,
Melania.
what? No,
Ooh.
not Melania. We need to.
Ivanka?
Who's the daughter he fucks?
I like the
Ivanka.
daughter.
Yeah, that one.
I don't
Yeah.
care if she's hot as fuck. AOC or Ivanka, I'll vote for either one of them bitches.
What does
They're
Trump
hot
say
as
about
fuck.
his daughter?
She's
if
got-
she wasn't my
Yeah,
daughter, then
Oh, I'd fuck her too
I mean,
if she was
for
my
her,
daughter.
I mean, obviously, who wouldn't say that about their kid? I
Dude,
mean,
she
Jesus.
is gorgeous. She is gorgeous. So is AOC. I think
but
AOC
guess
is gorgeous.
What? She's had enough money her whole life to maintain her artificially gorgeous appearance.
Okay,
I
Taylor-
guarantee you,
Taylor,
if she
you're-
fucking grew up on welfare and Ivanka. I bet if she grew up
Oh,
on
shut the
welfare
fuck
and she
up.
didn't have access to all those fancy fucking clothes, all that nice fucking makeup, she'd probably look like the fucking hooker
Taylor.
who does meth on the corner of Sprague.
Taylor, you're 35 and you still look pretty, and you aren't rich. You were able to maintain. Yeah, so shut the fuck up. So shut the fuck
that's
up.
true.
I mean, thank you for the compliment.
Yeah,
but
put your tips
do you
together
think I
now.
look pretty?
Look at how even your beard is.
Yeah,
Now
but
that is a sexy look.
This was like a shitty shave job too. This is like it's 10:30 at night. I just want to fucking get in the shower and go to bed. All right, let's just fucking get this
Yeah.
done. Shit.
If that's all it takes for you, then it's
I don't know why you're
natural
going with the
beauty.
Quaker
It-
bitch.
what,
Why are
so-
you going Quaker bitch on us? I don't
So
know.
what? Because I
100%
don't have wrinkles, I don't
Yeah,
understand.
I'm
the
just saying,
natural
at a
beauty.
certain age is when you start to age. When I hit like 44, it just went off the fucking cliff. There's a point in your life where your free radicals overtake everything else, and you just fucking go off a cliff. So maintain what? How much longer you got?
Oh, like 9 minutes, but my camera's been on, so my battery's basically drained. Thank you for, fucking going camera mode in my pocket. I thought, technology had advanced far enough, but
Apple never does that.
first fucking world problems,
Yeah,
right?
what kind of phone do you have?
One
S21?
OnePlus.
OnePlus, right?
Yeah. Got to go with those Chinese brands.
I kind of helped him steer him that way.
It's all made in China anyway, so I may as well buy a Chinese company's phone, right?
My daughter had a OnePlus and she liked it a lot. So
It's a great phone.
when
Their
Taylor
cameras are astonishingly clear.
yeah when
Yeah.
when Taylor was
Great
trying to
battery.
decide on a new phone, he was thinking Samsung.
Yeah.
Going back to Samsung because
S21 or whatever.
he had his for so long,
Yeah, the S6.
like 5 years. And so I steered him towards the OnePlus. He started doing the reviews, and then he finally decided that he wanted that one.
Granted, nowadays, they're about as expensive as everything else out there. But the difference now is that they cost the same, but they've got way more shit under the hood than Samsung and Apple do.
Yeah, the OnePlus is much cheaper, and you get everything.
It's not
that they
much
have.
cheaper.
Can I see your
This was a $1,500 phone.
$1,500 between the two of you.
$1,500 per phone.
What?
I paid 600
Who
for
are
mine.
you with?
T-Mobile.
Oh my god.
Does it have expandable memory?
No,
Can you pop out that
no,
shit?
they don't make expandable
No, but it's got
memory
like
on phones.
128 in it and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
it's got a
It's the
100
nuts.
Yeah, it's got 128.
At the time when he bought
Solid
it,
state.
it was better than everything else, even though it
Everything
doesn't have
on
the
the
brand
market.
name. Pages was the first one to have 5G. So she could go and do 5G before everybody else. And she's got the One Plus, whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah.
So that's what she, matter of fact, it was last February that we went and my daughter, Devin, got married and Paige broke her phone. So we ended up coming back to Spokane and getting her a new phone then because she needed one. And that's what she picked out.
There is a huge difference between 4G and 5G because I've ran speed tests on both and I was in a 5G area
Mhm.
and I got like 1,000 megabits down. Is absolutely insane.
Who are you with?
I'm with Xfinity Mobile right now. They use Verizon. I was with T-Mobile. And I like T-Mobile more.
Well, with the exception of,
T-Mobile more.
having their website hacked and having people fraudulently use my credit card information
What?
from T-Mobile's website. Yeah, you
Wow.
didn't hear about that? We signed up for T-Mobile in April.
Mm-hmm.
By fucking July, we had fucking charges coming in from my credit card, or not my
Wow.
credit card, but my debit card. Like just one thing after another, 300, 400, like a bunch of charges came through. And we were like, oh, fuck, this is weird. I
Right.
wonder where our card was compromised. And then like a month later, T-Mobile finally released the news that, oh yeah, we had a small data breach a while back and people's information was compromised. I almost went back to T-Mobile and returned the phone and canceled everything on the spot. I was like, fuck you guys.
So before we went down the rabbit hole, we were talking about Joe Rogan and the shit that he does. So he brings on, first off, real quick, before you go, Taylor, and before we wrap this up, he follows the pattern of this guy named Art Bell. And me and my wife used to stay up late nights. 10 o'clock he would come on, and he would be on for 5 hours. He was amazing. And what he'd do is he'd have like UFO people on there, and he'd have Bigfoot people on there, just all bullshit. But what he would do, and Joe Rogan follows this pattern, is regardless of what you say, you allow it to be said.
Yeah, you basically just let the other person carry the conversation.
Unless it's so fucked up that it's untenable and you can't deal with it. So he follows that pattern, which is fine.
I think Joe Rogan talks way more than, what was it, Art Bell did.
Yeah, Art Bell, he was great. He would come on, he would do the news, and then
Joe Rogan affirms the things they say.
He could.
He gives credibility to the things that they say, even if they're questionable in nature. I don't think Art Bell ever did that, did he?
He to some degree.
He didn't take a side when someone was on there talking about something. He asked them to elaborate. He asked them to specify.
Yeah, right.
But he didn't, go in there and, start going off on some brief rant
but he
about,
he wouldn't tear somebody down unless they were so off the fucking, and if he disagreed with it vehemently, then he would tear somebody down immediately, and then they would fucking be off the show. But that never happened. It only happened a couple times in the fucking years that we watched him. So opinions are good. Discourse is good. Having people with different opinions is okay, right?
It's only my opinion.
Right. In your world.
Opinions are great until there's so much cognitive dissonance that it's not reality anymore.
So if somebody brings something to you, Taylor, and they go, well, this is my opinion, will you listen to their opinion and decide yay or nay?
I'll listen to their opinion and determine whether it bumps up against actual facts or not.
Well, that's okay. At least you were listening to what they have to say. And it's okay to have social discourse where we can have differing views on stuff and actually listen to each other and go, I agree with it or I don't agree with it.
But you can't have different, you can, but when you've got facts, solid, conclusive information, it's not just differing views. It's one person being correct and utilizing the information at hand, and one person just believing whatever they want. So it's just like fucking God.
So we'll go to what's the fucking cow medicine or the horse medicine that you take?
Ivermectin.
Ivermectin. So he believes that ivermectin is effective against COVID. So that was one of the big things, right?
We've established he's also an idiot.
Okay, but we don't know if it's good or bad, because there hasn't been no clinical trials to see if this is actually works or not.
There's no clinical trials, but they've conclusively said that this will not help anything.
Okay, well, that's good. But in his experience, it helped him, whether he's good or he had a good.
Or maybe he's just pushing an agenda.
He's not pushing an agenda. He's not.
It kind of seems like Joe Rogan's pushing an agenda.
So stop it for a second. So we can have social discourse where we agree and disagree on certain stuff. Everybody can have an opinion, like ivermectin. So he does the anti-vax thing to a certain extent. He tells everybody to get vaxxed in the beginning, and then he goes, this is kind of bullshit. So he changed his opinion. So people got upset about that, right? And then all of a sudden, somebody goes back through his history and picks out every fucking thing that he does with the N-word, and they put it in a mashup, and they fucking slay him on it. Now, he should have never said the N-word.
Especially not on camera.
On camera, right?
Insane.
Well, you just try not to say it, even if it's for effect.
Not hard to not say it. Yeah. Honestly, I go through a lot of life, and I think the last time I said it, it was probably when you and I were working together, and it just randomly came up.
Right. Racist. It was probably, but if one person or it's a whole sect of society is not allowed to use a word, why is only a small portion of society allowed to use a word?
Because we think words have power.
They have none.
And we think that certain people possess certain words.
If I'm going to negatively affect someone by using a word, I'm just not going to say the word. I'm not going to go ahead and use it towards them. So I don't care if I don't think that the word has power or not. I'm just not going to say it.
It's just a fucking word.
But
Yeah,
It's
just a word.
It's like the difference between midget and dwarf.
But if someone's going to get offended by it,
they're fucking describing the exact same condition. And yet we have people who are getting bent out of shape because, oh, midget was such a 90s thing. It was derogatory. It's like the N-word. It's like, no, that's just what was acceptable back then to call you. Then you guys threw a fit, so now you're something else.
Okay, so, but my point is, if it's an off-limit word for people, then why shouldn't it be off-limit for everybody?
I don't like that word. Yeah, I figure... I don't have a
It's
lot
a
of people
river.
in my life now
It's a
that use
fucking
it.
color in France, or in French, right? I don't like the word either, and I try not to use it. But why is anybody else using it? Why is only one sect of society able to use it? Fucking get rid of your word. If you don't want anybody else to use it, don't fucking use it.
Let's start calling each other
I
cracker.
agree.
Yeah. It's just if it's a shitty fucking word and we're going to remove it from our society, it's removed from everybody in that society.
You're going to start calling white people crackers. That's just belittling the other word that has real significant historical value in society.
You cunt.
Yeah, fucking
really a
asshole.
cunt.
Jesus Christ.
I really thought
That's
your
fine.
generation was better, but all of a sudden
fucking stupid. It's just a
it is
word.
stupid. It's a word.
It's a word it's a made up word. All words are made up. Why do any of them have any power?
You're cool with Joe Rogan saying it a million times on his podcast.
I don't give a fuck.
I know.
Whoever wants to say that word can say it to their heart's content. Not going to hurt me. And guess what? There is nobody on this planet of any color. Well, I guess I can't say that. There is nobody in the United States of any color that has probably lived through like literal American slavery, right? We can say that at this point, 150 years later,
We
right?
have more slaves now than we did back.
Yeah, we
Well,
live in invention.
we're talking about that's semantics.
Is
But
it?
there is nobody who in this country who is alive today who picked cotton until their hands bled. There's nobody who fucking got whipped to death
That's true.
picking, fucking oranges down in Florida or some shit like that.
Tobacco.
So why does this word, which they claim has his... I don't fucking get it. Like, it's a goddamn word. It's a word that was used towards you negatively in the past. So why in the fuck would you think that it would be okay to use it today as some sort of positive thing that like
Greeting.
some sort of
hold on,
brevity and shit
but
like that.
You say that it was used in the past negatively. It's used today negatively.
Yeah.
I know. So let's just fucking get rid of the fucking word.
But you can't do that.
Why?
Because this world has an inordinate amount of assholes in it.
Well, let's remove those assholes.
But yeah,
Quit raising your fucking hand. You're most PC cunt in here.
Right with you on that.
Ouch.
But if we could remove all the assholes from the world, I think you'd find this planet's population dwindling quick.
So either we accept it and let everybody use it.
Fucking move past it.
Exactly. Well,
Just
that's the
go
whole
beyond
racism.
it.
But we live in an area where there's very little racism.
Spokane?
Yeah, there's
The very hardcore conservative side of
go
Washington.
down south.
Idaho's just right fucking there.
Go down south where they're still burning fucking crosses. They're tearing down.
I understand that the South has its own separate set of horrendous issues and ideologies, but you can't say that Spokane doesn't have a problem with race.
No, I think everywhere has a problem with race. To what degree? What percentage?
Well, I'm not going to tell you.
It's very small here in Spokane.
Compared to like what, Alabama or Georgia or Mississippi, Arkansas, basically any of the Midwest, the Mideast, most of the South.
Well, there's a lot of northern Idaho, which he brings up, which is the same.
Yeah. It just goes to show you there's a lot of fucked up people in our country.
Anytime somebody says has a problem with like Black Lives Matter, they just simply don't get it. It's like saying whales matter, but fuck all the other fish. Whales
aren't fish, asshole.
But I'm just saying Whales' lives.
If you're gonna use an analogy, just use one that fucking works.
Whales' lives matter, or blue whales' lives matter.
Yeah, but
none of the other.
fuck dolphins.
Fuck dolphins.
See?
But it doesn't make any sense. We're just saying Black lives matter too.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I've never understood why people take an issue with saying Black Lives Matter, because to me it's like, yeah, duh. It'd be the same as,
it's because you're a racist cunt if you don't get it. For the most part,
understand like why they'd get mad when people say white lives matter, because when you're saying white lives matter, you're only saying it because they're saying, but you're saying it as a reactionary thing.
You're
like,
saying white lives matter more,
and then like the whole all lives matter thing, Black Lives Matter have an issue with that because they think it's like contradicting that Black Lives Matter. But what they need to understand is they're included in that all. It's not like we're saying all lives matter.
Let's get rid of Black Lives Matter.
But not those Mexicans down there.
my analogy is way better.
Saying that.
My analogy is way better. Even if I use fucking fish, my analogy is better. You're just fucking rambling to ramble now.
Get rid of Black Lives Matter. Just have all lives matter. That's it.
All I'm saying is we're all
He's a racist.
We're all choosing what we want to say. You know, Black Lives Matter, White Lives Matter, Blue Lives Matter. You know, we're all picking what we want to say. But in the end, I think most people believe that all lives matter, right? Even if you're saying white lives matter, Black Lives Matter.
But it didn't come out of that. It came out of people getting killed for no reason and racist.
And I understand
and that's why they
that.
said Black lives matter too.
But they didn't say two.
No, but they fucked up when they didn't put in the two.
Well, I don't know if they fucked up when they... I'm just saying.
They should have put that in, and then nobody has any recourse to say anything fucking different.
I understand that. If they had said, if the whole saying started out as Black Lives Matter too,
yeah,
it would be a completely different fucking situation from where we are today. I admit that it looks like an oversight for that ad campaign that they started when this whole Black Lives Matter thing got going.
Right.
No
but
foresight.
it doesn't erase the implied nature of the statement that everybody's life should matter.
Okay. Taylor's got to go.
Yep.
And so I want to thank
My
everybody.
blood pressure's going up. I'm getting angry.
Yeah, well, we're not afraid. I want to thank everybody near or far, whatever time of day you're joining us. Thanks for joining us.
All 10 people out there in the cosmos.
We have 20 subscribers.
Ooh, hey, look at that.
We're fucking
On
flying.
a fucking roll.
Hey, Zach, play our outro.
Woo!
And then